Welcome back to Mr. Dodd's course through sorry, that was not a great start. Let me try that again. Hey everybody, welcome to Mr. Dodd's trek through pre-calculus. This is the college algebra portion of the course. What we're going to talk about are absolute values. We've already looked at the graphs in the graphing unit, so if you need basics on that, you are welcome to go back and look through that using transformations to graph different absolute value functions. We're just going to take a little bit of a deeper dive into absolute values. So starting off with background information, just a couple reminders. First one, just in general about absolute values. Absolute value means the distance from 0. So how far away is 6 from 0? Well, it is 6 units away. If I have 4 minus 7, that would give me a -3. And how far is -3 away from 0? It is 3 units away from 0. -15 minus 11, still inside my absolute value bars. -26, inside my absolute value bars. How far away is -26 from 0? That would be 26. Essentially what happens is that all the values turn out as positive. I just wanted to remind you that it's because it's the distance from 0 and not just making things positive as if we were squaring it or multiplying it by some value of -1 if it's negative or whatever. It's because it's the distance from 0. Okay. Background skill number 2, determining when f of x is greater than or equal to 0 or f of x is greater than 0. That greater than should definitely be less than, sorry about that. But now that that's fixed, using interval notation to describe those places. So f of x is greater than or equal to 0. We did this again in the graphing unit, but just as a reminder, basically all this means is above or on the x-axis. So from -infinity, which we can never include, to +1 using interval notation. I can include because this has the equal to piece here. I am above or on the x-axis. And then from 3, which I can include, to infinity, I am also above or on the x-axis. Okay. F of x is less than 0. Basically just says, where am I below the x-axis? This one I cannot include my 1 and my 3 because it says less than, not less than or equal to. So it would just be 1, 3. Looks like an ordered pair, but really that's saying the interval, all the x values between 1 and 3 work. Okay. So just introducing a little bit of new vocab here. Critical numbers, at least as far as we're concerned in pre-calculus, are where a graph is undefined or crosses the x-axis. These are where the value of the function can change from positive to negative. So they're interesting spots for us from that perspective. So what are the critical values from the graph above? Hopefully you can identify those. Where do we cross the x-axis? That would be x equals 1, 3. Those would be my 2 x values where I have that. So just some basic stuff. As I go through, I'm going to be under the assumption that we can attack these things before we get going and introduce the new stuff. So hopefully that all makes sense, and I'll see you on the next set of videos.